I was 22 when I married Daniel. Everyone said I was lucky. He was charming, successful, confident, the kind of man who walked into a room and owned it. And when he chose me, I thought I had won the lottery of life. For the first 2 years, everything felt like a dream. We moved into a beautiful house he insisted on buying in his name for tax purposes. He started a tech company, and I worked beside him. Unpaid, of course, because we're building this together. I designed the branding. I managed client communication. I created marketing strategies. I stayed up until 3 a.m. fixing presentations before investor meetings. And every time someone praised the company, he would smile and say, "Thank you." I built it from nothing. I didn't correct him, because I believed in us. But love has a way of blinding you to slow destruction. Little by little, Daniel changed. He criticized my clothes. He mocked my ideas in front of friends. He reminded me that everything we had was because of him. If we ever split, he once joked at a dinner party, you'd leave with your suitcase. That's it. Everyone laughed. I laughed too. I shouldn't have. The day everything fell apart, it happened on a Tuesday. He asked me to meet him at his office. When I walked into the conference room, his lawyer was sitting there. My stomach dropped. Daniel didn't look at me when he said it. "I'm filing for divorce." No explanation, no emotion, just paperwork. Then came the second blow. The house is mine. The company is mine. The cars are mine. You signed a prenuptial agreement. My hands started shaking. The prenup, the document I signed at 22, without reading carefully, because he said, it's just a formality. According to that document, I was entitled to nothing. No shares, no assets, no compensation for the 5 years I gave to his company. I was erased in one meeting. Or so he thought. What Daniel didn't know, when I was 24, I noticed something strange. Late-night phone calls, hidden emails, financial transfers that didn't add up. I confronted him once. He gaslighted me so convincingly that I apologized, but something inside me woke up that day. I started keeping copies, not because I planned revenge, but because I needed truth. Every contract draft I edited, every marketing blueprint I created, every investor pitch deck I built from scratch. I emailed copies to myself, quietly, carefully, patiently. And when I discovered he had registered the company under his name only, after promising we were equal partners, I stopped crying. I started documenting. The courtroom, Daniel walked into court confident. He wore a navy suit, the one I picked for him. He didn't even look nervous. Why would he? The prenup protected him. His lawyer argued that I was financially dependent and had made no measurable contribution to the company. I sat still. Then my lawyer stood up. "Your Honor, we would like to submit evidence of intellectual property theft and financial misconduct." Daniel's expression changed. A flash of confusion, then irritation, then fear. We presented time-stamped files proving I created the company's original branding and marketing system. Email chains showing investors negotiating directly with me. Draft contracts in my handwriting. Recorded conversations where Daniel admitted he kept my name off documents intentionally. But that wasn't all. The real bombshell? Hidden offshore transfers. Funds moved into a private account under his brother's name. Tax evasion. Fraud. The courtroom went silent. Daniel tried to interrupt. The judge shut him down. For the first time in 5 years, he wasn't in control. The twist: the court ruled the prenuptial agreement valid regarding personal property. He kept the house. He kept the cars. But the company? That was different. The judge determined that the brand identity, strategic systems, and client acquisition framework, the core foundation of the business, were my intellectual property. And because the company's success relied on those assets, the business was partially mine. Not 10%, not 20%, 50%. Daniel's face lost all color. But it wasn't over. A financial investigation began. Within months, investors pulled out. The company's valuation dropped. Legal fees drained his accounts. The empire he built on my silence began to crumble. Meanwhile, I didn't celebrate. I didn't post revenge quotes. I didn't give interviews. I quietly bought a small office space. I hired a team, and I launched my own consultancy. This time, everything was in my name. Every contract, every account, every decision. Clients followed me because they knew the truth. They always had. They just didn't know how bad it was. Within a year, my company surpassed his. Not because I wanted to beat him, but because I was finally free. The final encounter, I saw Daniel once after everything. At a business networking event. He looked older, smaller, less certain. He approached me. "I underestimated you," he said. I smiled. "No," I replied. "You just never really saw me." And that was the difference. The ending. When I was 22, I thought love meant sacrifice. When I was 27, I learned it meant self-respect. He took the house. He took the cars. He tried to take my identity. But he forgot one thing. He couldn't take my mind. He couldn't take my strength. And he couldn't erase the truth. Some men build empires on control. Some women rebuild themselves in silence. And sometimes, silence wins. Would you like me to turn this into a short script, or perhaps create a follow-up scene?